Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. Welcome back to Trackalicious. Hope everybody's doing well. Chat's already going strong. Hey, everybody in the onlines. I am Eric Ghoukasian, your main man. Will is not here today. I actually don't know what he's doing. Scuba diving with the dolphins, maybe. But he's not here today, and I have to sub in. And unfortunately, I am extremely frustrated because despite the fact that I tried to update iRacing ahead of time, I am stuck in the update world right now. We only have a couple of minutes left to go, and once it gets there, then we will jump right into the session. In the meantime, you are hanging out here with me. Funky Talk Ticks, welcome. You asked how do I get I2 racing with $28 Canadian? Well, interestingly enough, I do have an answer for you. If you are serious about getting into iRacing and you do not have an pre-existing iRacing account, we have some iRacing codes we could give away. You do have to apply for it. You do have to kind of pinky promise that you're going to be in one of our leagues. We do have a free content league, which are the Miatas on Sundays. So you can come hang out with us in those races. And if you are pretty serious about getting in there and you have been in Discord for a little bit and planning on continuing and being there, you could apply and we could potentially get you a coupon code to have some free iRacing to get you started while you invest your $28, turn it into many more dollars, and yeah, come join us. Oh, not SA. Oh, well, gotcha. Well, are you able to race online? If you are, then you should be able to race anywhere. And we have multiple leagues, including a rookie league, which you can join and have a good time in. Yeah, we have a bunch of leagues. Monday rookies, Wednesday multi-class, which is a blast. But that does require you to be somewhat seasoned, I would say. While we kick this off here. Alrighty, we are mere moments away from doing the thing. Hopefully we don't miss the start of the race. If we do miss the start of the race, then hopefully it's not too bad. Well, yeah, I only judge the incidents. That's what we do. You're welcome to join Monday nights, Wednesday nights, if ACC is what you're into. Then Tuesdays and Fridays for LMU. Thursdays and Sundays for iRacing. So loads of racing to be had. Super fun all over the place. Almost there. Everything. So we are at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada and Montreal. I've actually had the fortune of visiting that track, not driving it per se, but visiting it. And It's just so happened to be in 2016, I believe, where the longest race in F1 history happened. We had huge rain delays. And Jensen, the Juggernaut Button, came in from last place all the way to getting the win, first place on the last lap in the McLaren. It was absolutely phenomenal. Super exciting race. Was very lucky to have been there to witness it. LMU is Le Mans Ultimate. It is the new hot thing everybody is driving at. And we have iRacing, folks. Looks like we just went green. Let me... Oh my goodness, iRacing. You are driving me nuts. Let's see. Can you help us? Please. I know we're live, but for some reason we don't see the cars. Alrighty. We are actually potentially on lap 1 here. Let's go live. Transition this for you. Looks like we are just on the first lap in the first minute, second minute of our 1 hour race here. Alrighty, thankfully we finally got it. Hopefully everyone can hear what's going on over there, can hear what's going on over here. We would like the timing tree to be up. Now obviously for some reason it isn't, but we have Dan Griffin leading the charge here at the lead of the race here. We have 43 drivers in the race here today. What a phenomenal grid. Kind of glad that we didn't get the start, because it probably would have blown my computer. Oh, awesome. You're a Nelson Ledges person. Used to drive SCCA. Well, actually, I don't know if you know, Funky, but we are going to Mid-Ohio at May 11th, so we have the track booked and are super excited to be going there. You're welcome to join us if you have experience in intermediate or advanced drivers only. We have some battles going on here. Want to make sure we don't miss it. Alex Hansen going for a position there side by side in the Porsche next to the Aston Martin of Ross O'Connor, trying to make a move but decides better of it, tucks back into that 4th place position. We have some battles back in the field as well. Really tight between the McLaren and the Mercedes of Mike Pico. McLaren staying ahead into the right by the wall of champions there as they continue to race on to the first portion of the racetrack there. T1, T2 complex. Just back there was where I was sitting. Move to Germany, Funky. Well, there are a couple of nice tracks in Germany. Know what I mean? Have battles going on. Luke Wallace poking just a nose into sight of Tyler Smith there for that P14, P15 position. Tyler going defensive in the Taco Bell McLaren. A bit of touch there, and looks like Wallace makes it through for that P14 spot. Loads of cars here, all battling for position. We have the return of Kyle McDonald in 19th place here. Notice the livery before the name. Absolutely epic livery there with the KPM Racing McLaren all bunched up here at the start of the race. You got Tyler Smith leading the charge. Sorry, Luke Wallace at the top of this gaggle of cars here. McLaren, Mike Pico looking on the inside, does make the move. Is he going to be able to make it stick into the chicane? Pico ahead, nearly tapping the wall of champions there, but decides the better of it, gets control of his car. Excuse me, and continues on. That was a lovely little bit of back and forth. Pico going up into P13 now. Tyler Smith down into 14th. Trevor Williams in P15 in the Porsche. Kyle McDonald in 16. Kelly McQueen the 4th. P17 here. Looks like a little bit of bumping and banging for McQueen. Let's check out the top of the charts here. Dan Griffin in the lead commandedly. Looks like the Lamborghini has quite a bit of power here and the advantage, considering P2 also a Lamborghini. Nicholas Maynard here. Potentially sister cars. The liveries look fairly similar. I'd have to take a closer look. Ross O'Connor in P3 with Alex Hansen chasing down the Ukrainian in the Porsche. Alex Altericio in P5 there. Bronson Turner in P6 chasing down. Bronson having a couple of wins under his belt here in Trackalicious. The Rockstar BMW. Josh Willis, resident admin in P7. Adam King, your sponsor for today, everybody. Big shout out to Adam King, one of the 2 contributors here to allow the stream to happen, coming in clutch in the last minute and helping us acquire the track to stream today. Just behind, so we're gonna be commentator cursing Josh Willis, who's been doing a phenomenal job here trying to chase down Bronson Turner, but bound to make a mistake sooner or later. And while we would usually say you hate to see it, we do want to see Adam King do well. No bias here at all from the commentator, but yeah, giving energy to Alex Hansen. Alex Hansen now dropping back just a little bit. Now what I do want to do here, and I did want to focus on a lot of the racing that's happening. Go back down, see what we've got going on. Quarter of a second here. And again, what a lovely gaggle of cars. Maybe also dropping down to see some of our GT4s, considering it is a multi-class series. Who do we have in the bottom here? Looking at Chris McNichol being chased down by Will Campbell, the Canadian. Half a second between the two. McNichol in the Porsche, Campbell in the Mercedes, the lovely AMG GT GT4 Mercedes. Bump up a little bit. Those are the GT3s. Trying to find my GT4s in my ever-changing timing chart here. Why are you not showing? Trexing, I will absolutely try to do that. Just wanted to go through a bit of the grid since we missed the start there. Want to see who's out there. We are trying to find the tightest challengers for you. Looking at some of the GT4s. That's not who I intended to click on, but for some reason, again, because iRacing does not load all of the cars, the timing charts do get confused. Riley Mills here in P15 chasing down Brad Severs in the GT3. The Make-A-Wish McLaren here. That's a really cool livery. Lots of colors. Very shiny. Riley chasing down Brad for the P14 spot. What you want to do is really get that timing chart up here for you. While these two battle, I am going to take a second See if I could turn it on for you. All right. All right, we're gonna ask for help. Let's see if we can get it. Little deeper down, Jacob Magnowski here chasing down Kyle McDonald. Oh, McDonald going wide. Magnowski on the inside is a nose ahead. Does have the inside line. Manages to make his way through now up into P21. Not a familiar position for Magnowski. Usually challenging for a higher position. So interesting to see him down here. Will be working his way through. As our timing chart is all over. Magnowski now showing in 16th, chasing down the McLaren of the Porsche ahead. That's Trevor Williams and Tyler Smith up ahead. And while we do that, we do have another battle. No, it was telling me that there was a close battle happening just up ahead, but there isn't. But we do want to take a second to jump here as well. Corey Fortner, the other contributor to help this stream happen. Corey, an absolute legend, coming in the last minute. We're going to commentator curse everybody around Corey to make sure that he gets the best advantage he possibly can here at the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada. Say that in the Canadianized version of the country's name. Tyler Smith in a nice little group here. Drex asking for action, and looks like tons of possibilities here. We go to a lonesome Porsche. I really want to see how our GT4s are doing. Oh, we do have some spice between McNichol and Will Campbell. Going for the over-under maneuver onto the straight, wanting to get a great run out of that hairpin. Will Campbell in the Mercedes having all that draft on the straight, now going on to the inside. McNichol on the outside. It is a bit of a left-right here. Sorry, a right-left. So McNichol actually does have the inside. Will going around the outside, now becoming the inside. This decides to escape. Take that escape route. All that speed flaming off the hood of his car does not seem to be enough. McNichol lives to keep his position for another day. Hopefully see this battle continue. We have Aiden Nantafong gaining delta with these two. The 12-year-old, a podium sitter in one of our previous races, doing absolutely phenomenal here. And looking good, taking advantage of the clean air, the lack of battling happening around him to try and get closer and closer to the drivers ahead. Josh Willis now right behind Alex Altericio, having gained a bit. Adam King still looking for that opportunity just behind. Bronster Turner having to defend, or go around, I should say, the GT4 there. Jack Shy on the Ferrari just behind, and we got a little bit of action happening here. Really, that's just the GT4 number 53. Who is that? Let's see if we could find it. Again, I do apologize. My timing chart is just all over the place, not loading all the cars. It's very difficult to follow. And a fun fact redeemed by the boss lady. I will get to that in a minute for sure. All right, let's see what other action's going on. Dan Griffin Nick Maynard here. P1, P2. Blocked a little bit by the GT4. Will Campbell there. Campbell and McNichol in battle. And looks like Nick Maynard and Dan Griffin not quite in a battle, but Maynard trying to close down on the race leader with Ross O'Connor, a previous winner here at TRACKILICIOUS, trying to catch up. Alex Hansen going around some lap traffic. Not much to talk about there, but we do have Alex and Josh Willis. Alex Altoricio under immense amounts of pressure. Josh on the inside now on the straight, going 3 wide potentially with the GT4 coming up ahead. Is this going to be an issue for these guys? Looks like Alex going on the inside of that GT4, quick to overtake Josh, maybe being blocked a little bit, giving Adam King an opportunity to get closer. Josh still behind Alex for that P5 position. And Alex King getting closer and closer. Josh continuing to battle. Alex continuing to gain advantage. Excuse me, Adam continuing to gain advantage while Josh and Alex battle just up ahead. This is going to turn into something really exciting for sure. We are continuing to see this battle. Josh getting ever so close in the first sector here. And I've got a fun fact for you, and it'll be quite a spot to discuss that. Oh, looks like Josh takes advantage of the lap traffic. Will Campbell causing Alex Altoricio to get blocked. Josh Liberal with the flashing of the headlights, saying, I saw my opponent suffer from it once. I'm not gonna let it happen to me. And rolls right through. McNichol showing some acknowledgement or discontent. I'll let you interpret what those flash of the headlights were. And my goodness, what an opportune moment for Josh Willis, and he absolutely rocket shipping away. You know, we say it's one thing to be quick, it's another thing to be quick in traffic. And Josh taking that advantage. And this corner right here out of the chicane, that right-hand wall is referred to as the legendary Wall of Champions. This TRACKILICIOUS. The fun fact being that the reason why it's called that is Michael Schumacher, Damon Hill, and Jacques Villeneuve, all champions and all victims to that wall. Which is why, because of the fact that all 3 of those champions had hit the wall in the Canadian Grand Prix in 1999, a Formula 1 reference, not quite GT racing, but there you have it. Jace Wright, P2 in the MX5 series that we have here at TRACKILICIOUS on Sundays, finding himself in P11. See if we can find some battles farther down the field. Brad Severs being chased down by Tyler Smith. Magnowski, Adam King now side by side. Magnowski going on the outside. Adam King in 19th? What did we miss? Magnowski. Let's see if we can go and get that replay. Whoop. Let's see. Let's see what happened here. Oh my goodness, that is not looking good. Farther back, still at the wall. Here we go. Looking pretty decent for Adam. Oh, the curb! Oh no! And having to be patient now for quite some time. Unfortunately for Adam, that is a long ways back from where he once was. Sad days for the legend. But still a winner in our hearts, coming in again, helping support, make this stream happen today. Thank you again, Adam. You are a legend. You and the, not just, but the Corey Fortner. Here, Corey finding himself some battling, albeit with a GT4. In P13, chasing down Luke Wallace 4 seconds ahead. This is absolutely phenomenal, guys. Jason Vondra on the track. This is what I love about sim racing. And for those of you that don't know, we have a car turned around. We look at, no, that's going back to Adam's situation. We do not want to see that. Thank you for going all the way back. We have watched him be backwards enough. And why are we so stuck? Is this another Adam? Oh, nope, that's the same one. Sorry. Let's go back live. As I was saying, the legend Jason Vondra racing with us all the way from Alaska. How cool is that? Amazing. Hanging out typically with the This Dad's Bad crew, aka Mike Pico. Your local VRS dealer. If you're looking for some VRS gear, Mike Pico is the guy. Oh, look at this. Nick Maynard and Dan Griffin now only separated by half a second. Nicholas Maynard found some pace, some time. Saying, hey, car, I'm coming whether you like it or not, so please don't get in the way. Where is Wassam? That is a good question. Cody Wassam in P10 right now, chasing down the likes of Jeff Dallas. Hello, Kayla. How are you today? Welcome. Thank you for being a first-time chatter. And thank you, Drex, for being a first-time chatter. Well, now you are an absolute legend, Drex. Thank you. Appreciate the sub. Thank you so much. I promise. I am but a amateur streamer. We have much better streamers than me. I try to figure things out here. See Cody Wassam there chasing down Jeff Dallas still. And excuse me for the bit of the quietness here. I am trying to give you guys some more information, trying to fix this stream up here. And we're looking at the sector differences on the bottom right here between Cody Wassam and Jeff Dallas in the Corvette. What we've got here, all the battles. Okay. Let's see. Welcome, Sagar. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. The legend, if you are looking for a real professional in streaming, the real high, aka Sagar Bakshi, who doesn't face these rookie issues like I am facing. He is a much, much better streamer, commentator than I am. IB Schofield. Bienvenue, welcome. How are you? We are at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here today for our iRacing multi-class GT3, GT4, having a look at Cody Wassam chasing down the likes of Jeff Dallas. Schofield Racers, how are you today? What are you guys up to? How was your stream? What were you driving? Folks, check out IB Schofield. Does a phenomenal job on his stream. And we are continuing to face some technical difficulties here with our overlay. But MX-5's very cool. We just recently got into it. I recently got into MX-5s and have been, well, I've been trying to have a good time, but it's been tough because I've had some technical challenges. Some technical difficulties for sure. Cody Wassam still chasing down that Corvette. Jeff Dallas doing a pretty good job. You know, it's kind of odd not seeing Cody Wassam in the podium positions. He's usually incredibly fast. But for those that don't know, sim racing can be quite a commitment. Lots and lots of laps to try and, whoops. Lots and lots of laps to try and get faster and faster. And life has its ebbs and flows, you know. Sometimes you have more time to spend and be the fastest in there, and sometimes you don't. And here we are looking at Cody Wassam in the P9 spot. It was still great. Top 10 is, I mean, something I strive for quite often, but I know it's not up to the standard that you typically would expect Cody Wassam to be performing to. And here we are, back to Bronson Turner being chased by Alex Altoricio. Alex being cheered on by some of the folks in chat here. Ooh, it does have the pace seemingly. really challenging Bronson for that P5 spot. And looks like they are doing quite well here. Oh, we're back. We have it, folks. There we go. We have information. Ivy, bonne nuit. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Thank you so much for the raid. Really, really appreciate it. We shall continue. If you guys haven't checked out Ivy Schofield, make sure you do so. Let's see if I know how to do this. Shout out to the legend. There we go. Boom. Check Ivy out. Alrighty, back to the racing. P1 for Nick Maynard. Looks like his teammate would have pitted. You do see a bunch of people in the pits here, as you do require pits 32 minutes into a 60-minute race. Aiden, you're leading the GT4s, I believe, as our timing charts tell us. All right, let's look for some battles. Alex here being chased down by Jack Shia. Berg, welcome. Hydrate. That's a really good idea, actually. Got that triple hydrate down, and we are back. Alrighty. Looking at what is going on the field. Alex Altoricio being chased down by Jack Shia. Comes into the pits. and is going to be stopping Nick Maynard. Provisional P1. Pulling out Ross O'Connor now, P2. But I know that we had Nicholas's teammate who was in P1, and I expect that they would have pitted for the time being, dropping down. Let's see what's going on in the GT Force. Chris McNichol, I believe, is still in P2 here with the GT Force. Will Campbell, quite a bit behind, not on the radar that I could see. 12 seconds between the two, and it's 14 seconds between Aiden and Chris McNichol. So top three here in GT Force, quite spread actually. Cunningham, again, really odd here. Standings, okay. Let's try to fix this. I apologize. What we're gonna do. Here we go. This is how we're gonna fix it, folks. Let me know what you see. That is very odd, but we'll let that be as is and then figure it out later. All right. What's most impressive? Aiden is 12 years old and doing an absolutely phenomenal job. The previous podium sitter is now leading his class in this race. 37 minutes in on the dot. 23 minutes to go as I do the calculation in my head. What I am incredibly curious to know, though, is where is our other Porsche? Excuse me, our other Lamborghini. Dan Griffin, there he is. Dan Griffin doesn't have a pit stop to his name. How did he go from P1 to not P1? Padberg. Not another young prodigy. You were not that young. You were a grandpa compared to Aiden. Look at this guy, self-proclaiming to be a young prodigy. Ross O'Connor. Yeah, whatever. That's like ages older than Aiden is. So Ross O'Connor here chasing down. Actually, Ross O'Connor being chased down by Jace Wright. Ross in the Aston Martin, Jace in the Porsche. Rocking that awesome flannel design. Jace known to have speed here and there. My goodness, Padberg, was that really 4 years ago? Have you been around here for 4 years? How are you, by the way? How's school going? Straight A's, I hope, in school. And kicks on the football field that last, that fly forever and ever. Good job, buddy. We are proud of you. Jace Wright deciding to come in, getting out of a situation. Can't, not that you can't beat him on track, but if you want to get out of a situation and stop losing time, if you're behind someone, get yourself on an alternate strategy, and that's exactly what Jace Wright decides to do. Let's see what we have going on here. Vondra here was close in the deltas, but just letting some people by. Mr. Lemupples the Mubbles. Well, welcome back. How are ya? See how our... There's no one there apparently. James Martin. I don't know why our screen changes here. At Jacob Church. Jacob, longtime supporter of Trackalicious. Oh no, Padberg, that sucks, dude. Sorry to hear that. But you're only 19, so hopefully you'll bounce right back. Get that ankle righted away. Waiting for your new rig to arrive. What did you get? Did you use our affiliate code? Most importantly, did you use our affiliate code? I'm doing all right. Mubbles, a bit tired, but we downed a big, large cup of Tang, Breakfast of Champions, and we're feeling pretty hyped. You forgot? Padberg, I'm about to stream ban you. What are we even doing here, Padberg? Let's roll down. See who do we have here. Jack Shia, yet to pit, provisional P1. Nick Maynard, P2. Ross O'Connor and the Aston Martin has done a good job of actually catching up to Nicholas Maynard there for P3. Dan Griffin in P4. Josh Willis running solo in P5. Bronson, odd to see Bronson Turner in the BMW. Used to be a McLaren guy in P6. Alex and Wasson a battle here for P7. Let's hang out here and see what's going on. Yeah. All the excuses. What did you end up getting anyways? As Alex being chased down by Cody Wasson behind. Again, Cody finding his way through. Yeah, it's a bit of misleading though, as these two both have yet to pit. Maybe losing a position or two to those who have already pitted. Oh, very cool. That should be a pretty solid setup, Track Racer. Oh, Mock. Gotcha. I know you race on Wednesdays, Mock. I just didn't know how you were connected to your very, very different stream name. All right. What is going on here? Kyle McDonald. Well, let's keep going down. Looks like there's a bit of gap that's been built between the likes of Alex Altericio and Cody Wasson. Luke Wallace, though, chasing down Cody Wasson. Only 2.3 seconds between them. Jeff Dallas, or I should say 5 seconds between them. Nope, it was 2.3. Jeff Dallas behind that in P10. Trevor Williams in P11. The legend, Corey Fortner, again helping support the stream. Corey is in P12. And actually, in a bit of a battle with Riley Mills. Both McLarens, no advantage in machinery between these two. Riley doing a great job as the commentator tries to curse him to give Corey the relief that he needs as the supporter of this particular stream. Padberg, I don't know how to do it. I'm sorry. I don't know how to free cam in iRacing. So I do apologize. I will not be able to honor your deep dive. Looks like Riley pulling up side by side. Corey doing his best. Just not quite enough. And looks like Riley Mills does make it through, but Corey, not faint of heart, realizes that he may have lost the battle, but will continue to fight the war and come back here to get Riley Mills for that P9 position. Now, our two supporters back to back, Corey Fortner and Adam King, just behind here, the other legend in that Corvette. Morgan Stringer in P13 chasing down the field. Ian Dillick taking a second for our cameras to update in P15. Justin Harper in P17. That intense Lamborghini Huracan livery. Alex Hansen quite some ways down the field, but is one of the pitted drivers, so that kind of makes sense. Still a long ways back relative to those. Nick Maynard and Ross O'Connor also have their pit stops completed, I believe. Track map is broken. Unfortunately, I don't know how I would be able to fix that, folks. I do apologize. And let's see. How's that? Did that fix anything? Alex Hansen in P13. Kyle McDonald, P14. Followed by Kelly McQueen. Tyler Smith just back there wrangling his McLaren. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to tell you guys. I do apologize. I could try to restart it again. Hopefully something comes of it, but let's find a battle so we could stick to and maybe try to restart that overlay again. We do have a battle between Jake Kaminskis here and Leo Polanco. Oh no! Oh no, we may have an incident with Aiden. Our timing charts. I mean, it said he crashed. That's not what that looks like. Okay, well, didn't see anything crazy happen. He is no longer in first place though, but he did pit, so again, a little misleading. Drex, I'm sorry. I was trying to go back and find it, but doesn't really show it. Kind of want to stick to a battle here. Let's see, Corey Fortner and Adam King practically side by side. Huh. Interesting. Well, okay. Oops. Sorry about that. That out of the way. Yeah, we have a glitch error here that SDK is completely frozen over. And I am not sure how to unfreeze it for you guys. But we will try. Doesn't look like we're having much luck, but now you're gonna get the double overlay issue, I presume, because one is stuck and the other is moving. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I don't think there's much I could do about that right now without quitting the race here. Let's see what's going on. We actually have the likes of Ross O'Connor in first now, ahead of Nicholas Maynard. Coming up on traffic though, and these two have yet to pit. Coming through some lap traffic there. In the heat of battle, the Lamborghini deciding to get out of the way. Smartly so, Justin Harper doing the right thing, letting the Aston and the other Lamborghini go through. But these two have yet to pit, like I said. So the real question is, how well... Oh no! Jacob, what happened? Where? Oh no. I can't go back. I don't have the ability. What happened, Jacob? Church? As we continue to see this battle between the Aston Martin and the Lamborghini for that top spot. Now, I know we want to look at battles all over, but if you got a battle in P1 and P2, you got to watch the battle in P1 and P2. And these two look like they're about to start going at it. It's exciting to watch. We really don't have that many other cars around that are as close as these two are. Looks like Nicholas Maynard is doing a good job of keeping up, and not just keeping up, but also reeling in Ross O'Connor in that Aston Martin. Ross, quite an experienced head, will be doing his darndest to make sure that Maynard stays behind. Not a lot of time left for that to happen. So it is looking in Ross's favor. But again, like I said, We don't see a pit stop from these guys. Does this mean that they were really smart in being able to fuel save? Maybe a reason why they were a little bit lower in the field. By a little bit, I mean like third and fourth, which is, or second and third, something like that, which isn't crazy. But I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out with the likes of, where's our other, Dan Griffin. Yeah, being right there. 13 seconds behind. What does that mean? How's this gonna happen? What is the strategy? Oh no! Oh my goodness. How do we go back? I don't know how to do a replay, but we had a big incident between Maynard and the GT4 car. James Martin, maybe? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The GT4. Oh my goodness. Getting in trouble with the Wall of Champions, and unfortunately Maynard not having enough time to respond. That is so unfortunate. Wow. That is just racing, folks. Cody Wassam has managed to make his way past Jeff Dallas, now chasing down Alex Altericio. In only 4 minutes, well, really, exactly 3 minutes remaining in the conclusion of this sentence. Wow. There you have it, folks. That's multi-class racing. Just, you never know what's going to happen, and that's what makes winning so sweet. There are so many ways to lose. So many ways to lose. And so much has to go right and in your favor for you to win. And there you have it. Dan Griffin back on the top of the charts. Somewhat commandingly with 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds to Josh Willis in P2, Jack Shy in P3. But eyes on this battle. P5, 6, and 7. Cody Wassam in the middle of this American sandwich. The British sports car surrounded by American muscle. The Ford had the mid-engine C8 Corvette behind. Alex, Cody, Jeff. Is Cody going to be able to find some magic with just a couple of laps remaining? Looking at our GT4s, unfortunately for Aiden, dropped down into P3. Will Campbell in P2, but 8 seconds away from Chris McNichol, who is in the P1 position as it stands. Those are your battles. Going back to this. Oh no, something happened. Goodness, we like look away for 1 second. I'm gonna go back and find out what happened. Let's go see what happened to. Let's go see what happened to Wass. Why did he get overtaken? We'll find out. Oh, there it is. Did he have an issue? Oh, a bit too narrow. Looking at potentially tapping the wall there. What happens? Has to go defensive. Wasn't optimal. Looks like Jeff Dallas very attacking behind Cody Wassam there. Still in replay mode, trying to figure out what happened to Wass here. Couple more corners. Jeff looking quite pacey. Love that camera angle. Nope. Okay. What? Where'd he go? All right. Okay. I don't, maybe it was connection issues on his end, connection issues on my end, but I guess there's no real explanation. Something happened and magically Cody Wassam goes behind Jeff Dallas, now all dealing with some traffic. Will Campbell in the black Mercedes, all three probably pretty eager to make their way through. Cody decides the better of it. But surely now he'll give it a shot. Looks like he is. And that is race over. Dan Griffin, P1. Josh Willis, P2. Nick Maynard, P3. Jack Shy, P4. Bronson Turner. Sorry, we're trying to figure out the issue back there and kind of lost track of where we were. So Dan Griffin, Josh Willis, and Nick Maynard are your podium sitters for the GT3 class. In GT4, we have Chris McNichol, Will Campbell, and Aiden and Antifong, your top three in the GT4 category. And I believe that is the end of that. Let's see if we can get some interviews here. Oh, we'll get him in here. See if we can have a conversation with whoever is left. Will Campbell and the GT4s. Will, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Well, you ended up with a P2 if our timing charts don't deceive us. Correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you know what the gap was?
When we last checked, it was looking like 15 seconds. Because I think it was 14 or 15 when Aiden was leading, between Aiden and Chris.
Oh, okay.
And then another 14 or 15 between you and Chris. And Chris might be able to better tell us. Chris, what was the gap between you and Aiden when you started, and the gap between, well, started, I mean, like let's say 20 minutes before something happened to Aiden, and then the gap between you and Will around that time?
Sorry, one more time.
What were the, when you were in second, what were your gaps to first and third?
My gap to Aiden right after I had boxed, was, I want to say 20 seconds just about, and then my gap behind was 13 seconds.
Yep. Okay. So about where we were guessing. Well, Will, still podium, P2, looking really good. A bit of gap to Chris. Lots of work to be done for the future races. But how do you feel about your podium position?
Yeah, it's good. It's been pretty consistent for me, at least, which is good for the championship. Unfortunately, Jacob, it looks like he had a bad race, but at the same time, that's fortunate for me for the overall championship. But it was a good race from Chris. He definitely was trying to sweat this one. I could tell when some of the GT3 traffic was coming up, he was trying to position his car in a way that he was trying to make them overtake on corner exit instead of corner entry. But it was still a good race. Definitely a tricky track with how hot it was and the cars having little grip. But overall, I'm pretty happy with where I finished.
Well, it's a fantastic job, and not quite your home track, but your home country track, let's call it, right? So, must be nice to have the family out to watch you and be there to support you in the virtual world. Well,
Yeah, it's nice. Everyone here.
good job, Will. Fantastic P2 position. Chris, P1 in the GT4s. Can you tell us a little bit more about what happened to Aiden? Did you have a sight of it? You're a little bit of ways behind, but then all of a sudden ended up in P1.
Oh yeah, I was only behind him on a pit cycle. I I got a little behind him in the opening stages, but just with some traffic that came through later, I was able to get back ahead of him and started building a gap. I'm a little fried after that race. Honestly, I was focusing entirely on conserving the tires after my pit stop with 27 to go because I used that opportunity to gain an extra second over William. Um, and having spent a grand total of 35 minutes practicing this week, it seemed like the better strategy to go with instead of going full push the whole time.
You taught grand total. You make it seem like not enough practice, like a little bit of practice, 35 minutes. That's a whole 37 minutes more practice I get every week. But regardless, that was a phenomenal performance, Chris. Good job. P1 for you here at Trackalicious, and I'm sure many more to come in the future. And for those who are wanting to see some more action, Mr. McNichol will actually be streaming our Sunday race. And we'll be swapping positions both in streaming and in race performance by my part, trying to get that P1 of the MX5 grid, being in solid last place this past week. So a tall task for me. Well, good job, GT4s. That was absolutely phenomenal. Really great for you guys. We tried to cover you as much as possible, although admittedly we could have done a better job, and hopefully we'll get that sorted for next week. For now, moving on to the GT3s, gentlemen. We have Dan Griffin, P1, Nicholas Maynard, almost in a very difficult situation. Ross O'Connor coming in P2, I believe, and Nick ending up with that P3 spot. Nick, let's start with you. Watching you through the race, start of the race, you were doing a really good job keeping up with Dan, who I believe is your teammate. You guys were running inverse liveries. Tell us a little bit about the start of the race.
Yep. Yeah. So the start, man, that was first race here, so I really didn't know what to expect. But going into first few turns, I botched it. Dan got the jump on me, and it's like going into the race. We're like, hey, let's just don't kill each other. We're gonna race hard, but as long as we don't murder each other, we'll be all right. So I was just like, hey, you go on, and I'll try to follow in, and yeah, it turned out pretty well. But yeah, aside from that, I was just trying to keep pace with him.
Well, and it seemed like you were doing a pretty decent job through traffic, getting closer and closer. I think the gap started off with 2-3 seconds and then kind of got down to the half-second mark. And then at the end of the race, racing happened. Nick, tell us a little bit more about that.
Gosh, yeah. Now Ross, I had some bad luck with traffic. I completely mismanaged that one BMW, and Ross jumped to my inside. And at that point, I was like, man, it's gonna be tough to get him back. It's hard to pass here, and then just being so equal on speed. But yeah, going into the last chicane, I was following him close. I didn't see the Mustang in front of him have an issue, and as soon as Ross jumped out my view, it was over from there. I feel bad for ruining that guy's race too, but yeah, that's multi-class for you. So I just limped it home and was glad to be P2.
Well, that was unfortunate, but like you said, it's just racing, right? That's what you get. And if it wasn't for the fact that the bad times were so bitter, it wouldn't make the good times so sweet. So regardless of that, an absolutely phenomenal performance, Nicholas. Good job. Going to you, Ross. How was your race overall? It looks like you had a pretty decent battle with Nicholas there throughout the race.
Yeah, these guys were definitely on the mark this week, so wasn't just drive at home. Didn't have a setup either. Was trying to make one in practice and qualifying. Didn't really work out, but kind of got lucky for the race, and I think just got lucky with traffic. I mean, made a couple mistakes at the beginning, and those two pulled away, so it was kind of just put my head down, and yeah, I think I just got lucky, but they definitely had the pace to win. So
See, folks, that's how you know Ross is one of the pros, because he leads with the excuse and then he tells the good parts later. That's what all the pros do. There's always a reason why they didn't come in first, and Ross had a strong reason to begin with. But Ross, I mean, absolutely phenomenal performance. Really fun to watch you guys. But simply said, Dan Griffin outclassed the both of you today. Looks like each one of you had the opportunity, but Dan was the man today. Dan, phenomenal performance. We saw you take a pit earlier than the other two and seemed like it worked out for you. How was the race for you today?
Yeah, good. I finished third though. Ross did win. So
Wait.
I was quite a bit behind them.
I apologize. You were leading for quite some time though, were you
you're
not?
Good, you're good. I was. Yeah, and then got to slow down in the last chicane, and then GT4 spun, and I had a bunch of damage, so I kind of went back to the pits, but yeah, but no big deal. I mean, still finished on the podium, and I ended up taking tires and trying to chase these guys down, but kind of too much traffic, and there's my excuse for losing time, I guess. But yeah, but it was a good race. I really like this track, so it was fun to try to chase down Ross today.
Well, Ross, I apologize. Speaking completely out of the wrong pie hole here for me. Phenomenal job, and even in your win, you're still making up some excuses on why you could have been faster, which makes it even more impressive. It was great to watch you guys, and apparently I didn't watch you guys enough. Otherwise, I would have known who was in what position. So, really, really good job for the three of you. It was fun to watch and great performance. One day I aspired to be as fast as you guys, and I'm sure many more do as well. With that being said, we're going to take this opportunity to start closing the stream down. Really fun to watch all of you guys. Thank you, everybody who's in chat and stream. This Dad's Bad, Mike Pico, not showing up in the best of situations, usually podium sitter challenging on the top. Again, for those who are looking for some VRS wheels, bases, and pedals, he is the guy. Now a dealer for VRS systems. Check out This Dad's Bad. And Mike, I don't know if you are enabled to send the link, but send me a link in Discord and I'll pop it out here before I raid elsewhere. And the boss lady here, Miss TRACKILICIOUS, in chat saying that I need a lot more practice, while simultaneously being the reason why I can't practice. So a family, which I am incredibly appreciative to have. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for all of the issues we had. We do appreciate you all being around, sticking with us in the challenges. Again, without the challenges, the glory wouldn't be so great. And there you have it, Dad's Racing Services, if you're looking for some great hardware, which we are also in the business of in a slightly different field. We are now selling Zamp Racing products, helmets, shoes, fire suits, neck restraints, and also a next-gen dealer. So for those of you who are looking to get into some real-life driving, we are in that business now. We are dealers for both of those here in Michigan, but able to ship across the U.S. And to add to that, we are filling up our calendar. We have May 11th, Mid-Ohio for the first time for TRACKILICIOUS. Super excited about going to Mid-Ohio on May 11th. And then we'll be going to Grattan and Gingerman as well, with our Waterford dates very soon to be dropping. So for those of you who are interested in joining us trackside, everyone's welcome. You don't have to drive. You can just come hang out and maybe hop in a car or two. Never know. So appreciate all of you and hopefully see you out there on track. For now, I'm going to say goodnight. So wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and hope you had a fantastic day ahead of you or next day to come up. And we're going to raid one of our friends here, Mr. MX5, who we're trying to convince, hop in there and tell him that he should come and join us all day. Come join us in our Sunday series. Do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the less than flawless stream, but that's if it didn't have trouble, it wouldn't be an Eric stream. But yeah, see you next time. Bye.